To give you a heads up. Why did I wanted to share this with you? Okay, so simple. When I went to different YouTube sites to see how the process of recovery goes, things that I should keep in mind, I didn't see any video out there with someone with a disability talking about their experience through this process of plastic surgery. So I decided to do it and to start the ball rolling for other people out there. I encourage you to share your stories too. How the process of getting the plastic surgeon that I'm going to share with you today, because the videos will only talk about the recovery and the process and what you should keep in mind if you're going to consider doing these procedures and you have a physical disability. So I'll explain my journey first. Simple. No, it wasn't simple at all. I did my research like anyone else, and then I decided to look into, scheduling consultations to meet with them after I saw their references, their licenses, if they had a fellowship, everything that because I really wanted to be careful. I mean, it's my body. And the first couple of plastic surgeons I went with my mom. She accompanies me. Because of my physical disability, I need someone with me, not to assist me per se, to talk for me or anything, but just because if I need to use the restroom, then I am totally dependent. She will need to help me. Someone will need to fully assist me in that particular. So I was also concerned maybe they want me to go and transfer to the stretcher, then I would need her too. Anyways, we are waiting. They call us, right? They call my name. She walks with me to the room. We're waiting for the doctor, and this happened multiple occasions, so that's why it's crazy. When the doctor comes in to the room, the first thing, they automatically go to my mom to introduce themselves and ask them, how can I help you? What are your interests? And she looks at me because she knows I get angry when they do that. First, okay, you have two females in the room. Fine. But read the chart or read the page first, or at least if you don't know which one is the one there to see you, ask, well, who's the patient today? Don't assume that just because I'm in a wheelchair, I'm actually not going to be the patient that is interested in your services. Okay, so once I tell them, right, hey, it's me, not her, they go, oh. And they look, at my mom. They look at me, and then they do the look I say of the going around in circles, like that. They're just looking at my chair and at everything, as if my chair was from out of this world or something like that, or they never seen a wheelchair before. So they go like this. Well, hi. Then they introduce themselves. What can I do for you? And I'm like, why are you so puzzled? I mean, people come here for your services. You know what you do. And I already wrote in the form, what are my interests? So why are you asking me with such intensity, what can I do for you? So when I tell them, well, I want a breast lift and augmentation. Long story short, it was needed because I had a lumpectomy. They took a little mass from one of my breasts, and I just wanted to have my breast even and fuller. So I tell them, well, I'm here for the breast lift and augmentation, and I'm here for the tummy tuck. And they go and they do the, I don't know, you tell me, could it be the pity face, or they go like this? I see. Well, you're so beautiful the way you are. I mean, you really don't need these invasive treatments. You look just fine to me. And at this part, I'm like, seriously? I look just fine? Why are you looking then at me like that? Like you cannot see. And then they go, because I insist, right? It's my right. They go and say, well, I mean, if you really want to, the breast lift, it's complicated. It's gonna be difficult. The recovery process, there are gonna be implants in you, and they're not gonna feel comfortable. And in the tummy tuck, well, can you walk? And obviously I say no, but I can stand with braces. I do my exercises. So it's not that I'm just sitting always like a statue. Well, you see, that's the problem. I know if you do the tummy tuck, you're going to have maybe blood clots and a lot of complications. And I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't put my license in jeopardy. And if you were my sister or my daughter, I would advise you the same thing I'm advising you now. Just you're fine the way you are. So I leave the office and I'm thinking, are they plastic surgeons? Because I mean, are they in business? Because if they say that to everyone that goes there, why did they study that for then? Don't you believe in people wanting to feel better about themselves and looking nicer? Why are you saying that to someone that is already telling you about her concerns, right? Uh, yeah. So that, if I wouldn't have known that it was an invasive procedure, but I mean, I did my research. I have a physical disability, but I am not dumb. I know what the procedure entails, and I know obviously that it's foreign objects. I know that there's implants, and I know all the different type of implants because I read about them, and I already had made my decision on which one I prefer. But they would continue, right? They would say, but if you still are up for it, you can talk with, and they will say whatever name, and she will talk to you about my fees and what everything will cover. And then you can schedule the day of the surgery. So I go to such and such, and my experience has been this. Mind you that these are the most high esteemed plastic surgeons at least in Orlando, where I live. So I didn't go to just any, okay? These I was expecting high quality service. They go to the person, and that person would say, well, sweetie, we don't have the list of how much it will be for you right now, but if you want, I can get your information, and I can call you tomorrow and let you know how much it would be. Okay, does that sound good for you? Seriously? You don't know how much the procedure costs? You working here, the doctor performing thousands of surgeries for the same purpose, and you cannot tell me an estimate of how much it's going to be? Really? Why don't you just say the doctor won't take you? Or why don't you say the doctor feels uncomfortable having a patient with a physical disability? That will save me time, and honey, it will save you time too. So I go, and do they call me the next day? Of course not. They don't. They never called. So I was angry. I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable that these professionals, health professionals, that spend their lifetime studying and believe in the enhancement of the body, cannot just understand that a person with physical disabilities wants the same things that anybody else would want. And I believe we have the right to. I mean, safety always first, of course. I understand, but doesn't it make you a good doctor if you actually take cases that will challenge your knowledge or challenge what you usually do? For me, that's a good doctor. If you only take easy cases, then you're not actually the best. You're calling yourself the best, but you're being very selective and just choosing the cases that will, this is easy peasy, I won't have any problem, so I can just add it to my picture profile of before and afters. Needless to say that my last chance, I guess, I decided to tell my mom, I'm going to try it one more time. And if that doesn't work, I am going to look into a different state. Maybe it's just here that it's happening. Maybe I should go somewhere else and verify, how they feel, or that it's just been done before. So I go to this office, and I'm going to share with you, and he doesn't know that I'm actually doing these videos, so, and I will let him know, of course, but this is Dr. Armando Soto, and from Enhancement Plastic Surgery in Orlando. I go to his office, and the first thing, everyone was, like, friendly. It's just irregular, not just, like, very high, like, oh my god, nothing. They were down to earth, very friendly, very warm, and they gave me the package to fill out the paperwork. And one thing that I noticed is that when they handed, even me being with my mom, when they handed me the papers, they didn't ask, can you fill this out? They just handed it in. They were wise enough to know that if I needed help, I would ask my mom that was right next to me. But they didn't assume that. They didn't assume that I couldn't. They just gave me the documents and walked away. And I was so happy about that. That was really respectful. And I filled it out. I have difficulty with my hands to open it up because of the spasticity, as you see. I'm left-handed, so this is my good arm. But I can still write. I have my style, and I make it happen. So when I was reading in the questionnaires, one of the questions, actually, it was like a light bulb, like eureka moment. I was like, oh my god, he has this question here? The question was, do you have a physical disability? I couldn't believe it. For real. I just wanted to take a picture of the form just for my own thing, just to look at it afterwards. I was like, oh my God, he actually knows we exist. Isn't that amazing? So I was super excited. Of course, I wrote the name of my disability, and it was time to meet with him. And I was so nervous. I've never been that nervous. I guess I was nervous because now my hopes were higher just because I had read the question. And I guess I was afraid of, being let down. So my mom says, you're nervous. I can see it. And I was like, yeah, I am. I hope, I don't want to get my hopes high, but... So he walks in. Maybe someone already let him know that the patient is the person in the wheelchair, which is completely appropriate. It doesn't, have the awkward sensation that I have had in all of the other doctors. So he goes directly to me, and then I introduce my mom. And he sits down, he looks at me in the eyes, directly in my eyes, like people do. He thought outside of the box. I was so happy. I mean, he didn't do the run around of the chair and me and oh my God, what do I have in my hands? He saw me as a person, as a human being that, yes, has an adaptive equipment. But he didn't stare at my chair, or he didn't make the moment awkward, or he didn't stare maybe at my legs, or like, oh my God, she doesn't move them, or nothing like that. He looked straight in my eyes, and he asked me, what can I do for you? That moment was so special. I mean, it brings tears of joy to my eyes because I felt seen, I felt heard, I felt respected. It was amazing. In that moment, even if he had said, I won't do the surgery, I would have been okay with him saying that. And I would have left happy because of the treatment that I received from just going in the door all the way to meeting him at the room. So I explained to him what I wanted. And he brought his concern. He brought out his concern. And I'm going to press this just in case the computer shuts down on me. He expressed his concern about me being in the wheelchair. He named it, It's like, it's this white big elephant in the room that nobody wants to mention or put out there, but it is there. And he decided to mention it, and that was completely appropriate. He says, well, I'm concerned as a surgeon that you have a limited mobility. This can affect, and then he explains the reason why he is concerned, which is not just because it's a wheelchair, it's, the physiological reasons like blood clot that can travel around my body and cause me harm or even death. It's something serious to consider. And he said, in that moment, I was like, yes, that's true. Okay, I understand. You're the experienced one. I'm not the surgeon. And then he says, but we can do something about it. We can prevent blood clots by giving you blood thinners, injections, Lovenox, he mentioned, that will decrease the risk of developing blood clots. And if your mom here will help you with giving you therapy, moving your legs, I think you can just have the surgeries. I was, oh my God, there's no words to describe how I was in that moment. I was stunned. I was speechless. Am I hearing right? Or am I just hearing what I want to hear? And really, I'm inventing everything that is going on. So I looked at my mom to see, maybe I should check in with her to see if she has a sad face, and I am definitely making everything up, right? But she was happy, and I said, well, yeah, I am. She actually, by coincidence, she is an RN, registered nurse, retired. So she's at home, and he's like, oh, perfect then. You're in better care. You will have your own private nurse to take care of you. And he explained to me it will be the Mommy Makeover because of the procedures I was interested of the breast lift, augmentation, and full tummy tuck. It will be the Mommy Makeover, and usually I do this in one procedure the same day. But in your case, I need to divide it. I need to do your breast first, and then once everything has healed nicely and you've recovered, then we can do the full tummy tuck. How does that sound for you? That was perfect. That was better than perfect. So I said, yeah, definitely, absolutely, count me in. And I still couldn't believe it. I left that day with the estimate. So people out there, other plastic surgeons, come on, you have the cost there. You didn't just want to give it to me. So I left with the prices, with the cost of the first part. And by the way, if you're wondering why a mommy makeover, well, because I have a daughter. She's 15 now. She's my pride and joy. And obviously, well, because when I had her and I can't stand up or walk, she developed with minimal space in my womb, in my belly, and that actually caused the abdominal walls to open up more than the usual opening up that happens when with a pregnant woman. So in my case, they're really open. I don't know if you can see right now. This is the pants, but it looks like a belly, like big belly. So, and I just don't want it there. I want to look flat. That way I can wear a bikini. Yes, people in wheelchairs can wear bikinis too. We have a right. So, I went ahead with the procedure with the first part. And that's the videos you're going to